Yo, what is going on, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome to a brand new Locals feature match. Here we are in round one from April 22nd's Locals. I actually recorded two Locals this day. One was a mega tournament earlier in the day, and the other one was our standard Locals. So I actually have 8 feature matches all from one day, and this is the first round from that first tournament. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. This is actually a pretty cool matchup. We have Tier on the left. I know that sounds pretty weird after that whole arc of Tier pain and suffering, but the deck's honestly a little cooler now than it ever was, in my opinion, honestly. And we have Punk, Gold Pride, Kashtira on the right, so another really cool deck. And there's Therion cards too, so it's a very cool deck, and I think this will be a pretty interesting matchup here. So we're gonna see the Punk, Therion, Gold Pride, Kashtira deck go first here, leading with Unicorn. Normal summon the Ash, go into Baron, then E-Tally out a Xiamen, pay 6 to get the Foxy Tune. We're going to see that Birth bring back Unicorn, and then we're going to see him activate Foxy Tune, discard the Heartbeat's Feather Duster, go ahead and bring out Deer Note, and then I think he's going to go into that new level 8 Insect Synchro. I don't know its name offhand, but I believe it dumps a plant or insect on summon. And he's also going to use the Deer Note to bring back the Foxy Tune. So in this line of play that he takes is actually really cool. So he's going to go ahead and dump Therion Lilyboria. It is a plant monster. And then he's going to go ahead into the Gigantic Champion Sargus. Activate effect. Since it has material, go ahead and add a Springens or Therion card. There's Disc Coliseum effect. This is going to go ahead and search out King or the Regulus. And Regulus effect. Target the Lily, equip Lily. So now we have an Omni Negate this turn, but we also have an Omni Negate next turn. One of the perks of having a Therion card equipped to Regulus. And then we're going to see him go ahead and link off the extra monster there, which I believe was the Unicorn and the Gigantic Champion, into IP Masquerena. So we have 2 Omni Negates plus the opportunity to go into something like Nightmare Unicorn for some removal, which is pretty nice. And we're going to see a Foolish Burial Goods to start off our tier player's turn. Also, reminder, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. We'll be doing a giveaway soon as a part of our fundraising that we did for the Clean Air Task Force. Since we did hit that $250 goal, we did break it, and we'll be giving away, I think, probably 2 boxes of Cyberstorm access. As soon as I can get my hand on physical boxes, we will be doing that. And yeah, so we're gonna see Tier lead with the Tearlament Scream, and then activate Tier Cash in hand. That's gonna go ahead and banish the Soliac from the grave to go ahead and special summon itself. I believe it's banish a Cash or a Tier. And then we're gonna see a mill. 3 and then 3 more, 1 for the Scream, 1 for the Tier Cash, and it looks like they hit Beast and Merly, as well as Fenrir, Ash, Nibiru, and Polymerization. So they'll get Merly effect, and they'll also get Beast effect. Now, my friend Dan actually was playing this deck not too long ago. He's playing like a really cool combo Tier deck. And you would think that, you know, with every Tier monster except Rhinoheart being at 1, like, the deck would struggle to get anything done, but there's just enough one-ofs where you're probably just consistently hitting something off of a MILF 6, you know, or if you hit an Ishizu, you're probably hitting at least something, which is actually still pretty crazy for what they did to this deck, how playable it actually ends up being. Not saying it's like a top-tier meta contender by any means, but it's still pretty impressive what it can do in the state that it is in. Which I guess just goes to show you how powerful it was in the first place. So we're going to see him activate Pearl Rhino after we go into an early battle phase there, after he fused into a winded attack over the IP. And we're going to see Pearl Rhino go ahead and add another Tier Cash. And I can only imagine what this deck was like for, I think, that one YCS in France, where Tier was at, like, absolute, like, maximum overdrive power. When they had everything at 3 still, and they just got Tier Cash. That must have just been... I don't even want to know what a mirror match of that looked like. I really don't. So we're going to see him activate Shire, and there's Ash Blossom. And then normal summon the Rhino Heart. And I don't believe... Yeah, the Regulus Negate has not been used yet, so they'll go ahead and use the Regulus Negate there. Importantly, it doesn't destroy, which is actually kind of key there. So they won't get the Graveyard effect of Rhino Heart, and they're just going to go ahead and pass on that. They still have Baron, they still have Regulus, they still have Birth on field. A lot of follow-up options here. It's just, can they go ahead and take the game? But Tier, one thing it does best is it plays on your turn. You can stop them all you want on their turn, but they can just try again on your turn. So we're going to see him activate the Tier Cash in response to the Birth, bring back the Unicorn. And Tier Cash could go ahead and mill some cards here. And be curious to see if they end up using the unicorn effect as well. They're going to go ahead and mill the Helshadal. I think that might have been a Nessie as well as a King of the Swamp. So they do miss there. But I believe 1-2 tier names are out of the deck. The only other tier name that is in deck is Havness. They would have had to hit a Havness there, or like an Agito or a Kelbeck, which I believe Agito is in the hand for our tier players. So relatively low odds there for them to hit something super valuable. But I believe the Helshadal does let them mill additional cards. I could be wrong. I believe they maybe could have also used Scream there too. I'm not sure either. It looks like they chose not, unless that was Scream activating there. But they're going to go ahead and use Triple Tactics Talent now, since they did activate a monster effect this turn, and they get to take a free level 7. So they have you know, the Unicorn on field, so they get that rank 7 option here if they want to. Interestingly enough, I don't believe they used Unicorn there. They might have forgotten to use it, but looks like they'll try to leave main phase, go to the battle phase. That's going to proc IP Masquerena to link into Sprined, and looks like it's going to be some chain links here. Chain link 1 Sprine, chain link 2 Scream, and I'm assuming it's going to be chain link 3 Unicorn as well. Well, they are turn players, so yeah, Unicorn would be chain link 1. They're going to go ahead and banish, I think that was Kaleido Heart, out of the extra deck, and they're going to go ahead and resolve their effects here. Well, they already have resolved their effects of both Scream and Merly, or Scream and Sprined, and they could have also used Birth there. I think they might have forgotten to use Birth as well, since the Scream did activate. They do control a cast here, so that they could have done that. They also milled Trivia Karma, which is basically terraforming for anything that searches like Visas Starfrost, I believe, or mentions Visas Starfrost, which Pearl Rhino is one of those cards. They make Shangri-Ira, and they're just going to go ahead and pass on that. So they are playing some cash cards in the extra deck, and also in standby phases, they're going to use Baron to bring back Regulus. Pretty cool interaction there as well. And I think maybe I'm missing something, but I know Shangri-Ira specs out a cash in the standby phase, I think, right? It's been so, like, I literally have not had Shangri-Ira summoned on me in like ages, it feels like. So yeah, during each standby phase, you can special one cast your monster from your deck. So yeah, they maybe have missed out on that opportunity. I'm not sure. I feel like a Fenrir with this board would be pretty nice. So they're going to go ahead and bring out Shiren, mill 3. Looks like they end up milling a Beast and a Soliak. And they're going to get Scream to mill additional 3. They mill a Tier Cash. And they also look to have milled an Agito or a Kelbeck. Or there's the Agito engraved. So they get to mill an additional 5. So milling all sorts of cards here. Even milling out of the opponent's deck. And we can see a Gold Pride Leon there. Milling a few more cards since I believe they hit a tier cache, so they milled into a Kelbeck, and they're going to go ahead and resolve Havness here. So many things going on. It's very easy to lose track of all these effects taking place. So there's Havness, there is the Mud Dragon, and looks like it's going to fuse for the Grapha Dragon, Overlord Dragon of the of Dark World. So now they have a, in quotes, Omni Negate for any monster or normal spell or trap effect. It looks like they're quickly taking count there of how many cards left in the deck, and they're going to go ahead and use Field Spell now, since a card was shuffled back in. And yeah, they're going to go ahead and bounce back Shangri-Ira. I don't know how they did that. But Kelbeck will mill an additional 5 from both players' deck. Now activating Tier Cache in hand to go ahead and banish the special summon, and they honestly might just have game on board here. They still have not used their King Negate, and even if they do, it doesn't destroy, and it'll just clear itself off the field, leaving more room for additional damage, especially since they're only at 6,000 life points. So they'll banish. I think that might be a Meta Noise Engrave. Hard to tell with the small preview I'm working with here. Yeah, no, that looks like Meta Noise, yeah. And then they're going to normal summon Rhino Heart, and they're just going to go into battle phase, and I think this is still just game regardless of whether they choose to protect. So he'll dump a Endless Engine. It's been a long time since I've seen Endless Engine. And then Tear Cash over. And reminder, every Fusion and Tearlament monster is gaining 500 attack as well. So piling on additional damage there. So we're going to see Tear take game 1. We're into game 2. Quick reminder to check out our sponsor, Imperium Duelist, guys. They sell amazing TCG accessories, playmats, deck boxes, binders, and more. Definitely check them out at the link below. And don't forget to use my discount code WinterKills10 off at checkout to save 10% off your entire order and support the channel in the process. And if you guys are buying anything on TCG Player, please always feel free to use my affiliate link. Anytime you guys shop and check out using that link, which can be found in the description of all my videos, you just simply shop, check out using the link. A small bit of the revenue from your purchase goes right back in the channel and does help out a ton. So next time you're picking anything up off TCG Player, please feel free to consider supporting me and using my link. So here in game 2, we're going to see the Punk Gold Pride Kashtira Therion deck go first. They're going to lead with the Foxy Tune, discarding itself, and Endless Engine. This takes me back, man. Good old Therion Punk. That was such a cool deck. Then they're going to activate Leon in hand since they have lower life points to special summon itself. And then they're going to normal summon Deer Note by tributing the Gold Pride Leon. And then they're going to synchro into the level 8 new Chaos Ruler. Again, I forget its name, but it's going to go ahead and allow them to proc Deer Note to bring back Foxy Tune. And then I think they can dump either a plant or an insect. So they're probably just going to go ahead and send Lily. And then they're going to go for the Gigantic Champion, very similar to what we saw in game 1. But they do have a Nibiru. And that is going to come down, tributing the Gigantic Champion, denying them the Search of Regulus, and leaving them with just a token. So their turn might be kind of cut short here, depending if they have any extenders. And it looks like they do not, so they're going to go ahead and set 2 pass. One of those was, I believe, Gold Pride, Start Your Engines, which is actually a pretty cool card. And they're also going to flip up TC Boo, making it so now they can only control one of each type of attribute. So they're going to activate Goods. That's going to dump Trivia Karma. Trivia Karma is going to go ahead and search out Perlarino effect to go ahead and search. And they're just going to be off to the races here, honestly. They do have Book of Eclipse in hand, so that could have been handy to help break a board if they had anything else through the Nibiru. So go ahead and search out Tearlament's Kashtira. And then they're going to activate Scream. And then they're going to go ahead and normal summon Rhinoheart, Chainlink 1, Rhinoheart, Chainlink 2, Scream. They mill 3, Ash, Foolish, and Tear Cash. So no names there, but they get the guaranteed send off of the Rhinoheart, which is going to be for Shiren. Chainlink 1, Shiren. Chainlink 2, Tear Cash, so they're going to go ahead and I think mill 2. Yep, and then they're going to go ahead and get diffused there. And they mill a Gamma Seal, which is an Aqua. So that's going to help them fusion into probably a Kaleido Heart here. Yep, and that is a Fiend monster. Reinhardt is a Warrior, I believe. Or he's an Aqua. He's one of the two, but he's definitely not a Fiend, so can still fusion summon under TC Boo. And it looks like we have a couple Chainlinks here. Chainlink 1 is going to be the Kaleido Heart. Chainlink 2, Planet. And then Chainlink 3, Gold Pride, Start Your Engine. It has to be on the summon of a monster. I believe you can target it. And then reveal 3 Gold Prides from the deck. And then your opponent randomly picks one of them to special summon to the hand. And I think the typical go-to play is to usually like reveal 3 Leons. That might be the case post Cyberstorm Access. I'm not sure. But then you can go into Synchro into like the new, well, not new Synchro, but the Star Leon, or post Cyberstorm Access, you can go into the Roller Baller, then into Pinballer, which is a really cool line. They're just going to go ahead and bring out Nitro ahead here, is the one that ended up getting revealed. They probably wanted to hit a Leon there, so pretty unlucky there. And speaking of Gold Pride Punk, this is a deck I'm actually going to be playing post Cyberstorm Access. I don't know exactly like when, because I'm still enjoying playing Speedroid Kashtira quite a bit, and I want to, play that a little bit longer. And but there will be a 1 deck 1 month on that. I can assure you guys that, because that deck looks super fun and definitely up my alley in terms of play style. So now we're going to see a Tear Cash get summoned as they continue to plow through what was left of that board at the end of his turn. And that is an insane Shiren mill. They hit Kelbeck, Murley, and a Rhinoheart. That is just, I mean, even if all these cards are limited, you could still occasionally have mills where you're hitting 2 to even 3 names. And it's just absolutely absurd, because you get, just for that particular chain link, you get a taste of full power tier. And it is not a good taste, in my opinion. I don't miss the deck, to be totally honest. I mean, playing against it now, sure. I'll definitely take tier now as opposed to what tier was. But I mean, you just get I don't know if sacked is the right. I guess sacked would be the right word, but pretty damn near close to being sacked. And they're just gonna go ahead and swing in lots of damage, leave their opponent to 900 here. Top deck in a dream. To technically no interruptions, but you never know. There could definitely be interruptions lurking there. They do have like the Kaleido Heart in the ready. They have the Scream waiting, and they also have one set card as well. And Pearl Rhino also can be technically an interruption. So they're gonna go ahead and use the Endless Engine Engrave. Banish it, put itself to the bottom, add back a Therion Engrave. Unfortunately, they don't have Regulus Access Engrave, but they do have Lily. But they do not have a Plant Engrave, unfortunately, or any Therions. If that Synchro was a plant, that'd be kind of crazy, because they could get Lily on field, and that could get them into perhaps Disc Coliseum, which gets them to Regulus. But I don't know how much further that will get them. They're staring down some pretty huge monsters right now, and there's going to be the Handshake, and then the Book of Eclipse to, you know, kind of seal the deal there. And yeah, that's going to do it. Hope you guys enjoyed. And last but not least, a big shout out goes to our current Divine level channel members who are Misfit, H8 Cyber, Cadillacs, Pony Stark, and Green. Thank you guys so much, as always, for your extremely kind and very generous support of this channel.